Hello, welcome. Today we have a very special guest on my channel, Mr. John De Paas from High End Fitness. This guy has 30 years of experience as a personal trainer. And today we want to discuss where physics and fitness is meeting each other. So
exciting. I like it. Sounds challenging. Sounds exciting.
It is challenging. Can you see
All
my
right,
screen,
good.
John?
Challenge me.
Can you see my screen? So here we have it. Energy, frequency, and vibration. This is your
Awesome.
field of expertise.
Awesome. I like it. This is right up my alleyway for sure.
Yes. So John, what I had the question for you, and that is, you look at physics and you look at fitness, but at one point these two come together. And how can we describe this field right here? Would you have any word for that, or?
This is where there is like a marriage.
Yeah, sort of.
There's a little bit of a marriage where the two of these things are at for a moment the same. For a moment. Only a moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So physics is all measurable.
Mm-hmm.
Physics is all physical. This is science. So all physical sciences have you have to be able to measure them: force, energy, frequency, vibration. Everything in the physical has a measurable electron, proton, power, frequency, vibration. Fitness is usually considered exercise and nutrition.
All right. But this is measurable as well, right?
Physical things as well, too. These are physical things. But fitness is not, wellness is not only physical. We are metaphysical beings. So you cannot solve all the problems of a metaphysical being by just changing the physical aspects of the being.
Yeah.
The being is more than this.
Yeah. So it's also emotional, right?
It has to be an emotional aspect. Yes. Emotional would be a part of that. Yes. Spiritual, emotional. Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Feeling. There's more to us than just calories in and calories out. There's more to us than sets and reps.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Or then numbers.
Yeah. We're not numbers. We're not numbers. We're not bank accounts. We're not weight.
No, it's not weight. It's not calories.
No, it's not a number. It cannot be a number.
It's a feeling, right?
It's a feeling. It's more a feeling than anything else. If I talk to you, I say, hey, Reno, how's your bank account today? I don't say this. I say, hey, Reno, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? What's your feeling?
Mm-hmm.
This is what we are. So nature is a feeling, yes.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So I'm also wondering what's your feeling about resonance, and I wanted to share a funny story, because how did we meet, John, you and me? This was on the YouTube, right?
You reached out to me, I believe. I think you kind of reached out to me, I think, with maybe some posts. I started to see you liking and commenting and complimenting some things that I was saying. So I guess you found some alignment with some of the things that I was saying. I believe this is how we met. Am I right?
Yes, this is correct, John. But the reason I want to share it, because I was talking the other day to somebody about the law of attraction. And for myself, I made quite a journey on this detox path. But while I was explaining, I said, yeah, because once you start searching for things on the internet, or whether it's on Google or YouTube or a certain hashtag, you will find the people that's on the same frequency. And I think that's how we met, that's like I found you also because of this. This is law of attraction working.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. That's absolutely true. And it's not just searching on the internet. It's just seek and you shall find. It is the law.
Yes, you're right. It's not only searching on it, it's also searching inside.
Yes,
there's a lot of searching.
A seek of any kind will be answered. You just have to seek. You have to choose
Yeah.
to seek.
No, speaking for myself, I had first to search inside before I was able to manifest to search on the internet and come to the right pages and the right people.
That's right. So it's an inner it's a decision to decide I want to seek for an answer, I want to look for an answer, and then you're looking for an answer with intention. I'm looking for an answer, and then that intention brings up your inner energy, your
Yes.
frequency, your vibration. Your intention to find the answer is the action that draws up the energy.
Yeah, yeah, and it's good that you mention it because the next physical topic I want to discuss with you is energy. And what can you tell me about energy, John? How can people get more energetic?
Well, first I have to talk a little bit about energy, and I have to say that we have to realize that energy is measurable.
Mm-hmm.
So that means energy exists only in the physical.
Yes.
So energy also is not metaphysical. So there is something of us that is not energy,
Mm-hmm.
but there certainly is something of us that is energy, because we can measure our life force energy. You can connect electrodes to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you can measure your impulse.
Yes.
You can connect to an EKG and it goes doo, doo,
Mm-hmm.
doo. It sends a signal. There is an electrical impulse. And then when you die, there's no more impulse or energy there.
Mm-hmm.
So something leaves on death. Your existence is more than energy,
Mm-hmm.
but energy definitely leaves. So it's
Yes.
part energy and it's part something else.
Yeah. But
Something
John,
that we don't know. That's the thing. It's something unmeasurable. So
mm-hmm. Yeah, once again, that's the feeling and the emotional state. But what's a good thing to mention is that energy cannot be lost. So do you also believe there's an afterlife or something?
well, I mean, I of course don't know knowledge of this, but I mean, if we want to share the tale,
Mm-hmm.
then yes, there is an afterlife. So the story goes. So a story goes, but there are many stories.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really knows because nobody has been there and
No.
come back from there to talk about it.
No, but
So
it is quite plausible that there's an afterlife.
it seems to make sense to me. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes form. So
Yeah.
is the law.
It can only change its form. But if you look at that formula, what can you say about people that have low energy or have negative energy? How can it change the form toward positive energy?
Well, we can all change our energy with our intention.
Yes.
Like you say, your intention to seek brought up your inner energy, brought up your frequency, and then with a higher frequency, as you searched, your frequency went up. As you practiced your intention to find the answer,
Mm-hmm.
your frequency rose.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
doesn't happen instantaneously, but your practice of seeking gradually raised your frequency over time.
Mm-hmm.
Over moments, your frequency grew and expanded, and then it came to the balance that we attracted each other.
Yeah. Yeah. What comes to mind to me is that this is also kind of like a formula. What you put in, you get out.
It's mathematics, yes. There
Yes.
is mathematical form.
Yes. It makes sense, right?
This can be proven in quantum physics, quantum mathematics. This is quantum information. This is 5D.
Yeah. So your advice, if I will be dealing with negative energy, it just raise my own energy so it balances out. Or
Well, yeah, you always have the choice to raise your energy. You can raise it with your movement. You can raise it with your nutrition. You can raise it with your thoughts, your words, your actions. These are all action points of the human being. The choice is yours to raise your frequency.
yeah, so it's a choice. Okay. Yeah. And about frequency, John, what can we do to raise our frequency? How do we get on the highest frequency possible?
Well, you know, this is a little bit of an ambiguous question, but I'm going to try and answer it as best I can. Like, yes, I'm in agreement with what you got on the screen here. Frequency, fresh foods, live foods. Yes, I cannot see any debate with this. Like, the live food has life force or energy in it. It has that piece in it that we cannot measure. That is in the live food. So it only makes sense to me. It's logic, straight logic, that the higher energy foods, the foods that are alive, they do contain the higher energy, and they are, to me, the healing foods. It makes logical sense if you're talking about raising up your frequency. However, there are lots of people on this planet who are not ready to expand their frequency, or are not of the thought and idea that live food raises the frequency. They are of the idea that animal flesh raises the frequency or makes them healthy and well. They are of this idea. They are of this mindset. Now, when I had this mindset at one point in my life, I ate copious amounts of protein because I believed that the protein was the solution. In my maturity, in my age, or my older age, approaching 50 now, I see that that doesn't make as much logical sense as high frequency food does. So this is more in alignment with my thoughts now. So I had to accept the idea that my body doesn't depend on protein. So that's a change of mind that has to happen. And I have to believe in a new paradigm that I am not of flesh alone. I am of something more, and I need to nurture that more bit. So I'd have to take that belief in order for that to be my reality. So yes, it is true if you have the belief.
You have the intention, like we said.
You have to have the belief.
It
yes.
starts in the beginning of the formula, what you put in. What you put in, you get out.
If you don't have the right thought, then no, this will not work. But if you are of the right thought, then yes, it does work.
Yes. All right. And what can you say about vibration, John? It's kind of the same word, but
vibration and frequency are synonymous. They're interchangeable. Vibration is like, you know, the different light. There's different light at a vibration, a frequency. Blue light is a different frequency than red light. Purple light, violet light, yellow light. These are all different frequencies, just like different frequencies of sound. You've got different stations. You can dial into a different station, and you can receive the transmission of a different frequency or vibration, a different channel. Change your frequency.
If we are going to become raw foodish, John, does this also mean that we're going to change our vibration and frequency, and that our channel will receive more information in some way?
So the theory goes, so yes, if you do understand the science of frequency and vibration, which you would have to look into and understand, but if you can get the logic and understand, then yes, if you follow this path, and you follow it logically, then yes, you can expand the being by raising its frequency and vibration. You can do this by taking in higher frequency foods and engaging in higher frequency thoughts and engaging in higher frequency actions.
Awesome. Okay, John, and what about electricity? Do you agree with me that we are electric beings? Can we also give electricity to other people, or get electricity from other people?
We are definitely electrical beings. There is power here. Like I say, it's measurable. There is energy within us. Like a nervous signal from my mind to move my arm has got to send a signal to my arm. So some way there's an impulse that's able to send through my body. So of course I can adjust my own energy, my own frequency, my own vibration just by intending to move. Movement raises up my frequency and vibration. And of course, everybody else has their own frequency and vibration that they are at. And if I come into their space, then their energy does affect me. There is an offshoot of your energy.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
just within
Energy
you,
always goes from plus to minus. So
it moves.
yes, it moves. But it kind of makes sense that when you are on high energy and you're surrounded with low energy, that those people get energy from you.
Yes, the people in your family, the people closest to you, the people that you work with, the people that are around you, that come into your space, that touch you, physical contact, absolutely. Your voice, just listening to you, hearing what you're saying, accepting what you're saying as truth, as reality, that affects other people's frequency. Your contact, your voice, your sound, your visual, all affect another person's energy.
Well, you know what's funny in this picture right here with the voltmeter, I actually did this experiment myself, and it actually works. You know that plants and fruits, they really have electricity. They have a voltage in them.
So you've done the experiment and you've seen this.
Yeah, I seen that this worked. Yes, I didn't do it exactly like this, but I do see and I do know that plants give you electricity, and also, like for example, Dr. Sebai says also the body is electrical. We have electrical bodies, and there's many people that have proven that. It's just they are not agreeing on how it works, but we do know that it works and that we are electric beings.
Yes, this is truth proven by science. Yes,
Yes.
it is documented truth.
Yeah. All right, John. So the next topic is magnetism. So how can we become a magnet for success?
Well, success is really your highest frequency. Your highest frequency, your highest vibration will attract success. It will attract wealth. It will attract health, and it will attract relationships that are positive. If you are of higher frequency, you'll be more patient and loving. You'll be more aligned with the higher frequency bits of you, the higher self. If you engage with your higher self more often, if you put your higher self out more often in your life, your higher self will create better relationships, better health, and better wealth. Every single part of your life will improve by engaging it with your best.
Yeah. But does it also make sense that when we have, for example, high intake of minerals, let's say iron, for example, because iron is magnetic, that it also affects our aura when we take in high nutritional, high mineral nutrition?
Yeah, maybe dense foods that contain more material and nutrient and whatnot inside. When you take it in, this affects your energy. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I notice this myself. I really love moringa, for example. Are you familiar with moringa superfood?
I've used it before. It's been a long time since I've used this.
Yeah, I love to just take a scoop and put it in a green juice or a glass of water or a smoothie or whatever. But I really feel that it gives me a huge amount of power.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Over my time through detoxification, I used many different herbs that were all plant-based and all very helpful at different times in my healing journey.
Okay, so variation is important.
Variation is important. Well, what I would say is that when you're talking about natural health, is something that's natural usually has everything natural has a life cycle. All things that live have a life cycle. So even a substance like moringa will have a life cycle in your body and life. Like it will have a benefit to you for a period of time, and it'll be more benefit at the beginning, and then it'll have a maturation time, and then a period of decay and demise, death. So where the moringa just doesn't really have an effect anymore. You know, it's like some people are smoking marijuana and then they need to smoke more and more and more to get the same effect. Like this plant, unless you change to a different cannabinoid or to a different,
No.
you know, unless you're changing
Mhm.
to a different thing, you're not going to get the same result out of it again and again and again. Unless you're taking a break from it,
Yeah.
unless you're taking some time away from
Yeah,
engagement with it,
variations.
it has a life, it has a lifespan. Yes.
Or like now, we also, the season is changing. It's autumn now. That also we change also our habits a bit with the seasons changing. The circadian rhythm, which is also a cycle.
Rhythm, there's a cycle, there's a life cycle, there's always a cycle of life. There's spring, summer, fall, winter. This is the birth, growth, maturation, and decay of the life cycle. It's an annual cycle. There's always a cycle to life.
Yeah, and these cycles we have in nature and in ourselves and in the food and in the people and in everything.
It's through life. Yes, it's a
Yes.
cycle. You cannot be outside of the cycle
Hmm.
of life.
Yes,
We are
John.
all.
So the next topic is voltage, and I'm doing quite some research about this topic myself. And what I'm finding out is that a lot of people that are in an office environment, that are in a 9 to 5 environment, that they are working under a voltage. And if we look at here, we see that when we are exposed to a voltage, high voltage here, we have chance of occurring cancer or the people get ill. And what do you think about the current 9 to 5 culture, John? Is it healthy for people to be in an office for 40 hours?
Mhm. Well, I mean, obviously, it depends on the individual, but if you are passionate about that,
Hmm.
then you can do more than 40 hours, but you have to love it. If you're getting some energy from it,
Hmm.
that it's fueling you, then it can be benefit. But if you're going to work because you got to pay the bills,
Yes.
you know, you're going to work to get the money.
Hmm.
Money is physical. You are not physical.
Hmm.
You are metaphysical. So if you're going to work to get the physical money, that's not going to nourish your metaphysical bit. It may keep the roof over your head, but it won't nourish your heart and soul.
Yes.
So if we're talking about like paying your bills, yeah, you need to go to work to pay your bills. But if you're talking about being in your greatest health, it's not about paying bills.
That's not why we're here on this planet.
That's a choice. Some people choose to just pay bills,
Hmm.
and there's nothing wrong with choosing that. That doesn't make them wrong. And we cannot round the people up that have chosen this and kill them. So we cannot, we have to accept everyone. We have to accept everyone that's on the planet. So some people are ready to expand. Some people are ready to go to 5D, and some people are not. And we
Yeah.
must love both.
Yeah. Okay, John. But you kind of agree with me that so you say this voltage is not a problem as long as the people have the correct inner energy and they are surrounded by other
You have to be in
positive energy.
alignment with this. If this is what you want,
Hmm.
just to pay your bills, then this could be just conducive for you. And at times in life, it may be just good enough. Like sometimes when I was young, it was good enough to just make a certain amount of money and just, you know, go and buy beers on the weekend and go and blow my brains out. And that was
Yeah.
enough. And
Yeah.
then I came to a point in my life where no, that's not enough anymore. I want more
Hmm.
than that. So if I
Yeah.
want more than that, then I'm going to have to engage in more than that.
Hmm. But if you have a person and they're working on the 2500 millivolts for 40 hours a week, do you think it will affect them less if they're on a raw food diet or a plant-based diet?
Uh, well, you know, you could argue too that if you're in this place that if you're living in this physical reality of paying these bills and working this way, that you also need the physical nourishment
Hmm.
in order to sustain it.
All right.
So it may not be the right diet for someone that's living in this way.
Yes. Okay.
It may be the right diet for a person that is trying to live in a better frequency,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the right diet for someone maybe that's living in a very physical place like this.
Yeah, so they have to step out the physical and into the metaphysical.
If they have that choice, and if they're of that mindset and that desire to want to be more,
Yes.
then this is not going to be conducive to being more.
Yes. And John, you can help people with this, right? This is correct?
You can help people with what?
Well, you're a coach. That's correct, right?
Yes, you can help people.
So if a person that's watching right now and they're in an office environment, they can contact you?
Yes, they can contact me if they want to change their circumstance.
Mm-hmm. All right.
They can
Awesome.
change their circumstance. They have freedom of choice. Every human has choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And the next topic, John, that I want to discuss is resistance. And this is a very tricky one, because sometimes it's good to be a bit rebellious, right? To go against the grain. But what I notice myself, that when I want to help people, but they have to change, that there's always a lot of resistance. And I'm very curious, how can you best deal with that, with resistance?
You cannot make a person change their mind. You have to accept a different mind. This is something that we have to learn how to accept, is people that have different minds and people that are at different spaces and at different points, that they're ready or they're not ready. The way to change someone's mind is only to act in accordance with your own loving energy. And if they are inspired by you, then you can influence them in dialogue and conversation.
Yeah.
If the person is willing to listen or, engage with your idea, take it into their own being and practice that idea and see if it works better for them, and then choose for themselves that, yeah, this new idea is actually better for me. Yeah. But that doesn't happen until the person takes the idea, tries it on, practices it, and then recognizes it inside of themselves that this is better. Then they change their mind. You can't make somebody do that. However, in relationship, you have an influence ability. If you're in a loving relationship where someone trusts you, this is an alchemical relationship, a loving relationship. Yes. If you're in a loving relationship that someone trusts your experience and expertise, then that person will allow their guard and their own idea to lower, and may take and try on your idea in their life, and then thus have their life be changed by your influence, your voice, your idea, your thoughts, your words. But you have to be comfortable with them as they are. You have to love them as they are. You have to give them some information and knowledge, and you have to allow them to take it or not take it and accept whatever they choose.
Yeah, so it's best it's best to go for the path of least resistance.
Yes, it's absolutely to go the path of least resistance. So we don't need to try to make them change their mind. No. This is not the path of least resistance. No, nothing is harder to change than a human mind.
So if I summarize, it's just best to lead by example.
Lead by example. Do not try to tell, just demonstrate.
Yeah, well, we'll have to talk another time about that more, maybe. But because I have some ideas about how we can prove this. But we had an earlier conversation. I remember that you told me that not everything is measurable. So we can say, okay, I'm on another diet and I push more weights, but it's not measurable.
Well, pushing more weights. There's something you just said there. What is this? How are you going to measure your quality of result? Is by how much weight you can push?
Or how many kilometers you can run?
Maybe right. So how fast you can do something. Yeah. That's just 1 ounce of measure. But we don't have to measure this way. No. Well, how about you measure by feeling? How do you feel? Do you feel better?
No.
That's a measure.
Yeah,
that's a scientific, provable, measurable. Ask a person how they feel. Do you feel better or do you feel worse?
Yeah. All right. Interesting. So John, I have here a slide about holistic health, and I was wondering, what can you tell me about holistic health? What is the most important things when you look holistically at people?
Holistic health is whole health, whole health, the making the being healthy and well in all ways. So, what are all the ways that our life, we got to talk about what life is, I think, to talk about holistic health. Life is, life is breath, life is energy, life is love, life is feeling. And a holistic program needs to address all of these things. Exercise, nutrition, sleep, hydration, mindset, thoughts, words, actions, choice, decision, intention, imagination. All of these things, I think, are aspects of a holistic health approach.
Yeah. And do you also agree with me that electrical environment and also like indoor environment, like air pollution and these kind of things is also important?
Well, yes. And it can affect a person. Absolutely. Your nutrition can affect a person, but I'll also say that, at one time, as soon as I kind of ate something that wasn't on my detoxification program, that I felt that I felt a lessening of my energy. And then now, at a different time, my energy is less affected by the food now. So I can actually have a cooked food meal with my family and not be like crippled by it. And at one point I was. So yes, I agree. Frequency and vibration and being in an incorrect environment, being around people that are not right, being around energies that are lower, that are pulling us down, these things definitely can affect us. But we also can have a power within us that can protect us from that.
Yes.
But we have to raise up our frequency in order for that to happen. So it doesn't happen overnight, but with practice, we do not have to be as affected by the environment. But for sure, the average person is affected by something that someone else says to them.
But
the average person is
my advice for people would be, I know a lot of people that are not suffering, but they have a bit challenging to go onto a raw food diet or go on a juice fast or something. But for those people, I want to say, okay, if that's a step too far for them, they can also focus on happiness. They can focus on sleep. They can focus on water. They can focus on exercise.
Yeah,
and
you don't have to start with raw foods. It can start with intention alone.
Yes.
Yeah, just a thought, just a desire to be better. Just an intention to be better, to be more is all that it takes.
That's the starting point. That's the input of the formula. The more you put in, the more you'll get out.
Yes, it's addition, it's logic, it's addition. The more practices that you engage with that are holistic and in alignment with what you wish, the addition of those things will raise your frequency exponentially.
Wow, exponential growth, John. That's what we want.
Exponential growth, yes.
Yeah. So this is a bit my conclusion, but it's also to summarize what we were talking about. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think of term of energy, frequency, and vibration.
Yes, these are natural laws. This is a natural law. This is we have to come into alignment with natural law. This is something that cannot be affected or adjusted. It's just the way.
I always say to people that we can break a law, like for example, you cannot drive through a red light, but this is a man-made law. But natural laws we cannot break.
You cannot break unless you're going to be dragged through the rocks. Yes, you're going to feel the pain of breaking a natural law. If you step out of the plane, you're going to go down. Yeah. This is a natural. We have to know that there are certain laws of reality, like you know the gravity law. You also have to know. You also have to know the law of duality. This is a reality. that there's always going to be an opposition. There's always going to be a yin and a yang. There's
Yes.
always going to be a dark and a light.
Mhm.
There's always going to be two bits within you. There's always going to be a masculine and a feminine here. This is a reality of gender. There's always two. It's dual.
Very interesting, John. I can highly recommend people to go to your channel and check out more on that. I have a bonus slide for you, and this is about the Force. What can you tell me about the Force, John?
I can
How
tell
strong
you
is the
that,
Force in you?
I can tell you that my dog's name is Yoda.
Yes,
I can tell you that my son's name is Anakin.
yes.
I can tell you that Anakin became Vader, and Vader picked up evil and threw it into the hole and balanced the Force.
Mhm.
The Force is big in my life. It was from when I was a child. It was something that meant something to me in my childhood.
Mhm.
I played with the energy of the Force with my sword. It was something in my mind. It was something that I thought about. It was something that I intended into my reality.
Yeah,
And I tell you that there really is a Force.
yeah, there is a Force,
Really is.
but how can people get in tune with that? Is it by meditation, or how can?
Meditation is absolutely the tuning fork for
Mhm.
getting into alignment with the Force. It is in meditation. It's something that is available in every single moment. So it's getting present. It's to come into something that is always there. It's to be in alignment with something that is always there.
Yeah.
It's an intention, it's a mental practice, it's a breath practice, it's a visualization, it's a frequency, a vibration, a result of the things that I think, say, and do.
All right. Awesome, John. So I have a question for you, and then we're almost to the end. But my question is, how do you see the future? What are your dreams? What are your goals?
My dreams and goals. Well, absolutely. Love for self.
Mm-hmm.
We must begin with the first law. The first law is do no harm. The first law is love.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first law. Do no harm, love your brother, love yourself. Be aware of the love within you and around you, and share the love within you, around you, with those around you, others that you live on the planet with. Intend out your love to others. Intend loving action to your enemies. Intend loving action to the rich. Intend loving action to the poor, to the crippled, the decrepit. Send loving action to everyone that you share the planet with. Give loving action to your future. Think love about your future. Think optimistic about your future, and think about how you want to give back. Like, what's your share back to the planet? What's your mark that you're leaving here on the planet? Intend love to everyone that lives here forevermore.
All right, John. But what if I would give you 10 million euros or dollars? What would you do with it? How would you shape the future?
I would make a center. I would make a
Yes.
place where people can come
Mm-hmm.
and they can stay. They
Mm-hmm.
can come for coaching, where they can come for knowledge, where they can come for meditation, where they can come for peace, where they can come for power, where they can come for healing, where they can come for change, self-love and self-care, a healing center
Yeah.
using self-love and self-care
But you kind of already have it a little bit already, don't you?
in a small scale. If you were
Yeah,
to
in a small
10,
scale.
10 million euros, I
Yeah.
would do it on a larger
Yeah, yeah.
scale.
Let's hope. We'll put the crowdfunding link down below, John. But
Okay,
I also want to share a bit my dream for the future. And
awesome.
my dream for the future is that we'll have retreat centers where people can come for fasting. And we're going to be making them so comfortable, John. We'll have spa, we'll have sauna, we'll have massages. We'll
Mhm.
have, they can do juice fasting if they don't want to go water fasting, but that people can do preventative healthcare. So I'm not
Mm.
afterwards. So they're not going to do something after they get ill, but they're going to go there to prevent to not get ill. And I think that if we'll create the right environment for them, that it will be very good for humanity.
This is a plan to give
Yeah.
back to the whole. Yes.
Yeah. So if the viewers want to help with this, they can contact us. I have some links. This is my links and this is your links. We're both on Linktree. And yeah, John, do you want to say anything about this?
Oh, this was an entertaining experience. Thank you so much for inviting me to share in this kind of conversation. It's these types of conversations that create change. We have to have dialogue. We can't be telling the other person that they are wrong. We have to listen to each other.
No, it was my pleasure, John, and I can highly recommend you, your channel, your Facebook page, your Instagram for people to go and check it out and to find out more about it. And if they want to help creating the future, they can contact us. And also people can help by liking this, commenting, subscribing, and by sharing.
Awesome. Awesome, Reno.
Yeah. So our links are here. High-end fitness.
Yeah.
And low EMF life.
Wow,
So,
cool.
John, it was a great collaboration.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Yeah, namaste.
And we'll see each other soon, yes?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See you, buddy.